retirement age for contesting for the presidency.
Okay.
So,
let me quickly help you on this,
yes.
please. Let me.
So that came into politics institutional instead of a guy in 20 or 30.
I will say, politicians are right just to have PA students affairs. We say now you see a chunk.
Integrity. Bias about
It should be
appointment. So
fair.
why will you tell me to resign my party because you want to give me appointment?
Okay, please let
Okay.
me.
So
Thank you.
can we just
Thank
move
you.
on?
Thank you.
So, sir, we actually have other panel
Yes.
sessions.
No,
that
let
are
me
going to
just
handle
1 second.
that.
1 second. Let me clarify this. You know, because of the media space.
Yeah.
Because of the media
Media
space.
space,
Let me
yeah.
clarify this, please. Like I said, get me right. We are not discussing political party here.
Yeah.
And get me right. I didn't say the APC governor, mind you. I said Professor Ben Ayade tried. I'm telling you.
It hasn't worked for
No,
us. So
hold
try
on.
something
No,
different.
hold on. I'm trying to correct it.
Okay, thank you so much,
no,
sir.
I want to correct
Please,
that
let's
impression.
celebrate our
Thank-
panelists. Thank you. They have been amazing and it's been engaging, which is what we want. So we're going to come to the audience very soon. But before that, I'd like to throw this question to you, sir. In preparing for the upcoming election as the one after 2023, which will be 2027, how can early-aged youths begin to position themselves to take on political assignments come 2027?
Thank you very much. I like using, he wanted to go in life. So he started quite early, by positioning himself for service. The early youth to be identified in politics come 2027, that's after the elections of 2023, is for you to early enough identify which path you want to follow and begin to follow it and let people know that this is what you've decided to do, and you do it passionately and consistently. Focus on it. Like Peter Obi started, there were so many, 2 giants widow. Peter Obi came and said, no, she. Yes, the money is given might not really come from his pocket. There are people who are ready to donate, for his cause. You get? So what I'm saying is, as a young person, you may not have the resources, but you have the passion. You have the passion, and it is within you that you want to serve. You want to serve. So you identify yourself quite early and start pursuing it. Definitely people will queue behind you and support you to ensure that you succeed at the long run. Definitely you identify the idea I'm trying to communicate to you is that the young people, you identify yourself early enough and start something, follow that path. Certainly you'll be positioned when there is need for a young person to come in. They can't just go somewhere and pick anybody who does not have a track record. You have to, early enough in life, identify yourself, identify your passion, and position yourself. So when there is need for a youth to be identified and pick or beckon to come and serve, they will now look back and say, there's someone who has been doing this, who has positioned himself, and he will definitely get to you, and then
Wow,
that's
thank
it.
you
All right.
so much,
Let
sir.
me make brief
Okay.
entry into this. Please, we are all youth seated here. Political process is not a career. Mind you, if they don't tell you, I will tell you. Build capacity.
Yeah.
Build capacity. The capacity I'm talking about is, like the Bible says, whatever your hand findeth doing, do it well. That is where the capacity starts. Don't think it's only when you are following political process. You can follow a political process and the system may still not identify you as having input. But when you have built capacity along, See, there is this self-dependency, there's this self-encouragement you will have when you are approaching this process. When the time comes, the door will just open. You know the reason why?
Yeah.
It's very painful for you to step into politics and come back and your shoe is studying one side. That you spent your entire body to run election. I'm just telling us, build independent capacity while you get involved in the political process. That will help you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I love the line, when you said politics is not a career. Because gradually that has become the norm. People see politics as a career. And I think the media space and people around, you see someone who maybe was doing something with you, and the person is now a politician, and you see, in quotes, maybe wealth or some certain level of comfort. So some of these things actually will make the younger minds feel like, okay, this is the way to go. But I like, sir, what you just said, build capacity. It's very important to build capacity. Be self-developed in every area you think you have passion for, beyond politics. So if politics is taken away, you're still standing and you're still strong. And when you're coming into politics, you're not just coming because you're there for, in quotes, what people think politics is there for, but you're there to create impact, right?
Let me just quickly add to
okay,
what my other speaker had said. I'll add that loyalty speaks as well. If you're preparing yourself for the forthcoming election 2027, start now to be loyal to the structure. Start now to spice up your potentials before.
Okay, Ma, please, can we break down loyal to the structure?
Loyalty, I mean, someone mentioned Godfather. You must have a Godfather. It's very, very necessary. Let it fall.
But is
you
that
must have
what
someone who
we
will back
would
you
want
up.
to?
Before, no. What I'm before you come up, someone must identify with you. Like he said, the structure is already on
Okay,
ground.
ma'am.
If your
Okay, please, are we together?
Okay,
Yeah,
please.
this is actually okay.
If your structure is not well spiced up, whether we like it or not, my brother said you go into politics and come out with two leaflets. Let's be very loyal to our structure. You won't just come out and fight our forefathers who have been in politics before you. You must get their blessings. You must get their support.
But Ma, can we agree that that's actually where we are now? And a lot of the challenges and problems we have
on how you
as a
walk about.
nation is because we have been doing godfatherism
Okay.
in
It
politics.
depends on how you play it.
Okay, let me.
So
let
when
me,
we think of the reason why this conference was put together is to break that bias.
Let me help you.
Okay, let me.
My brother said something earlier.
Please,
He
before
said
you
there's
make that
nowhere
comment.
in the world where there are no systems. Take that home.
Are we enjoying the session?
There's nowhere in the world where we don't have systems.
Yes, yes.
Hello. There's nowhere in the world where we don't have systems. And even in church, you must have a godfather. Even in church. Probably at baptism even, you must have a godfather. You must have a godfather. They say we rise by lifting others. Somebody has to lift you, to introduce you to his own peers, for you to now come into that class and begin to engage. But like I would say, first off, like the question, join a political party. Join a political party. Loyalty, structures, without you being in a political party, you're as good as just the follow through. Join a political party, be relevant. You can only make impact when you're inside. You can't make impact from the outside. So take these few words home, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think that's the key thing. Please.
Okay, so
To add to what she said, the loyalty we are referring to is to the political party. Human beings makes the political party. I don't know if you get me. Also placing loyalty to the party. That's what he said, and that's very absolute. So most times, indirectly, I want to clear this issue of godfatherism. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When you are loyal to your political party, which is just like being loyal to a brand, it's the same thing as being loyal to people that form the system of the party. When there are issues, disagreement, agreement, the same system comes back to sit and harmonize. And then your loyalty continues from there. So I think that is exactly what we are presenting
So
here.
be loyal
Yes.
to people who are ready to help you to the next level. Yeah. Because when we also look at the word political party, I can be in a party today and the next day I'm in the other party. So it also means that, what does that mean? We're going to ask the audience.
The
soon.
new electoral law has covered all
So,
of that anyway.
Okay. So quickly, sir, while you're going to say something, I just want you to add this so we can round up and then listen to the audience. Why is it that youth still don't come out to vote? I guess some of the reasons we've actually stated.
Okay.
So why don't youth come out to vote?
Before I go to that question, I think someone or some persons in the audience are against this idea of loyalty to party because of godfathers. Godfather that's the problem we have in this country. And we need to tackle that. If you are a member of a political party, that's good. And you're loyal to the party. Loyalty to the party, there are so many persons who are loyal to a political party, but there are some who are loyal to the figureheads, the key persons in the political party, and you get to discover that it is only these ones who are loyal to those who run their affairs in terms of money, in terms of finance, those who run the affairs of this political party, those who are loyal to them are the ones who are being projected. Their loyalty is not really for the masses. Their loyalty is to the boss. And if these persons come in through the help of the boss to become a leader tomorrow, eventually there is no how you tell me on earth that they will do the will of the people. They will do the will of He who brought them to become.
Absolutely.
So that is the problem we are facing, and until we tackle that, it will still continue. We should not hide under the guise of loyalty to a party. Meanwhile, we know actually who we're loyal to. So that is, we should handle that.
I want to contribute to you now by telling you politics is not church. Politics is not church. If you're in politics, stay in politics. If you want to do church, don't mix it. The business has its principles.
Mr. Sly, what is politics?
You don't mix it. The business has its own principle, and it must continue that way. Just like your business has its principles. The job descriptions, follow through and you succeed. So don't come to politics and expect everybody to follow it through.
Okay,
like,
okay, so let's hear from the audience.
I also
Who would
want
like
to add,
contribute?
sorry, Wayne, you asked the question.
Yeah.
You said, why don't youth vote? So I quickly spoke to a few of the young persons around me when I got the questions from the organizers, and they dropped a few points. First on the list, they said the youths are carefree. I don't know what that means. I'm just going to drop the points for us to discuss it. They said the youths are carefree. Secondly, they said it won't count. Their vote will not count. And thirdly, they said there is less mobilizations by the parties. Then they also said voting isn't attractive. Then they said there's no voting flexibility and ease of voting. If you look at what Kenya did recently with their elections, people voted from the diaspora, and it counted live. You could follow through, you could see the trajectories, and know that these votes were coming in, and it was counted. And that's what Beavers will do for us. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. So it's time for the audience. Okay, so can we have all the hands up so we know how many questions or contributions were taken? We can do 3. So we can take, okay, maybe 4. So 2 on either side. Please, can we make our questions straight to the point? Okay. Where's the mic? Okay, let's have his.
Good morning, everybody. And thank you to the organizers of this event. I want to talk a little of practical politics, the one politics in the field. So I think most of us were doing politics on media, and we're talking politics outside our polling unit. But I'm talking politics because I'm a grassroots politician. You see, like Mr. said, of this event, one of the key to have when you're going into politics is finance. If you don't have it, forget it. That is the truth of the matter. Then another thing, like you're saying, youth don't come out to vote. People don't have relationships with people in their polling unit. I'm from Ogo, in Bobe particularly. I go home every weekend to talk to my people. I keep in touch with them. As I speak with you, I have bills waiting for me at home to go and pay. That is politics. So you can't go to your people as a visitor and expect them to work for you. It doesn't work that way. So are you rooted? There is a lot of betrayal in politics. One of the foods in politics is gossip. The big people you see in politics feed from gossip. So there are a lot and a lot in politics. So like you're talking about youth coming out to vote. See, the Nigeria election today is characterized by vote buying. That is what happens. Okay. So you see today politicians are not campaigning. They're only keeping money to go to the field to do vote buying. That is what is obtainable. Wow. Because an average voter will tell you that, what did you come with for me? If you don't take money to the polling unit, forget that election, even if that person is your party man. There are very few people who are still committed to party and voting for elections.
Wow.
Somebody will take money from you and won't vote for you. There is a lot and lot and lot and lot.
So
thank you.
Actually, thank you so much, sir. We have a lot to work on. So it starts from the grassroots. Thank you, sir, for your contribution. Can we take one question from here? Thank you. Please, can we know if you're asking a question? We would rather do more questions. So after this, we can only take one for the want of time.
Good morning, the panel.
My
name is Prince. I actually want to tip into the station to discuss about why youth are not coming out to vote. My friends have tried to put a light, but at times, it all depends on the mindset orientation. So many of our leaders at times, they might not even know where their local government or go down to the polling unit to know the people, the people that matters. They park their money, they keep their money. When the day comes, they have in mind that they have some full soldiers that are going to do the work for them. So we at the grassroots level, we have a lot to do. We move from house to house, tell them the essence, because if they are the one criticizing government, if you sit in your house without going out, how can we make a change? A change begins with you. So you tell them the essence for you to vote, and not only voting, you stand there and monitor your vote to the end of the process. So we have a work to do that at the grassroots levels, that's where the politics bears. And if you are not there, you are not there. So many people going out now to vote or to contest for the election, going back to their ward, they don't even know them. Now say that people will just come because you have money. You talk about finance. Yes, finance matter. But now, money cannot put you there. The mindset of the people now have changed, not only money. We need a policy change. You can come down here and pay us, and tomorrow we don't see you again for the next 4 years. But the interaction you have with the grassroots goes a long way, even if you have the pure water for them. You come there time to time, you have to sit down with them. Even if you have granite, you share with them. You make them your home. They feel the impact interacting with you. That goes a long way. It's not about all money. Money has a part to play, but your relationship with your people goes a long way at the grassroots level.
Absolutely.
That's what I want to contribute.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you so much. So we can...
Okay, please, let me just make just 1 minute. There's something I was actually expecting to hear from us, you know, in respect to this very question you asked. How many of us know that for a citizen to vote in an election is a civil duty? How many of us know? You know, apart from you counting on the factors, one of the civil duty you have as a citizen is in the Constitution.
Yeah.
Is for you to cast your vote and choose your leadership. You know, 90% of the times we gather as youths and we discuss that the economy is bad. Blame yourself. Take it from me.
Yeah.
Because so many of us don't have voters card. So many of us don't even know the same polling unit we are talking about.
Yeah.
So if you don't do this one, who is going to choose the leaders for you? So the people you don't want will still get to power. So it's your civil duty. That's number one.
Yeah.
So number two, the issue is that the carefree attitude among our youth is just in this part of our country, the South. I have a gate man that told me, say, sir, I want to go and do voter registration. I should excuse him for 1 week. I mean a gate man. He's from Borno State. And two of them left to Borno to just do voter card and return. How many of us do that? In our families, we have children, we have brothers and sisters. When we are going for election, you keep 2, 3 back in the house. You travel to go and cast your vote. They don't even have voters card. That is why the voting strength in the South continue to dwindle.
Yeah.
Continue to dwindle. The day of election, you see guys blocking road and playing football. In my street, that happens. So who is going to choose the leadership for us? So these are some of the challenges we are facing. The issue of votes not counting. Beavers has come. My local government have tested beavers. And I can tell you that your vote counts. Right from the polling unit, that result is transmitted straight to the rec center. Nobody is interfacing with it. Your biometrics is there. Your photo pictures are there. They snap you. We have used it in Ogoja Yala Federal Constituency. So I can tell you that it was election that boils back to what my brother says. Get close to your people.
Yeah.
Mobilize them to register. If you don't register, you still have bad leadership. So that is it. And that's where we are. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. So we'll just take one more from him. The man in, okay, a female, please. A female. I stand corrected.
Please, we will take more questions. Take more questions.
Somebody even sent me a message, say I should talk more about why
So if a
politics
female, okay, ma'am, or with you.
Yes, my name is Blessing Ugame Belmark. I'm from Akanka local government from this state. One thing people refuse to vote is that politicians create relationship with them during campaigns and every other thing. After that, they will not return back for appreciation. And they say women, this whether 35% opportunity should be given to women. Not that women don't have interest. Women have interest. But one thing I have seen, so many areas, they will say, a woman, if you are married and you want to contest, you have double capacity. You have the right to contest in your husband's place, and you have the right to contest in your own place. But they will come to say, she's a stranger in your husband's place. So some will say she's a stranger. We will not allow her to contest. And if you try once, twice, before the third time, you will be fed up. Before you know, you will slack. And in your own place, where you have been working, like I am a polling unit manager in my place. Somebody will tell you, I will not give you the opportunity because you are married to a stranger. Whatever you bring, the benefits, you will take it to your husband's place. So this sentiment should be cut down, please.
So it means that we actually have a lot of grassroots job to do. So these are actually the feedbacks we've gotten. For the want of time, we will have to round up this session because there are other sessions that would attend to some of these questions you're raising. So we have a lot of grassroots work to do. And if you notice, the theme is I pledge to vote, meaning that we must take the message back home, educate our people, and tell them it is high time we all come out and do the right thing. Because if you don't, the leader you don't want will be the person in position. Right? Thank you so much. Can you join me and celebrate this amazing panelists? Just for the want of time. Okay, just a second, if there's any word like that. Just parting words, quickly, as we celebrate them.
The theme is I pledge to vote. I want to ask one question before I conclude. Apart from the president of a country, who is greater than the president? In a country apart from God, who is greater than the president? The citizen is the employer of the president.
Yeah.
And if you don't go out to get your voter's card and get yourself prepared to vote, there is no how you can question your employee, who is the president, whether he performs well or not. So the tax is on you to get your voter's card so that you be the superior to the president, who is the number one person. As a citizen with your voter's card, you are superior to the president.
Wow, thank you. Can we celebrate him?
Just in one word, get involved.
Wow.
Politics is good. It will determine how our economy goes.
Wow.
Get involved.
Thank you, sir. Please celebrate him.
And for the women, it is our time now because our 35 affirmative action is waiting for us.
Wow.
Be involved in the system.
Wow.
Vote for the right candidates. Come 2023, we'll surely be placed well.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, we are 70% of the voting strength as of today. I would let you know that your vote will count.
Wow.
And you are next.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Please celebrate them as they take their seats. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. Please put your hands together for a very amazing OIN and her team. Thank you very much. The first session there. How many of you enjoyed that session? Okay, so now this is what we have to say before we have a video. You can go to our website and fill out a questionnaire on the website there. It's www.runtowin.org.com/I pledge to win. I'll take that again. I pledge to vote. www.runtowin.org.com/I pledge to vote. Please go out there. And for those of you that we couldn't take your questions, you can drop your questions. I'll drop an email address for us shortly where you can drop your questions there. So let's take a look at this video to wrap up this particular panel. Media, please.
This is no country for young people.
Shine your eyes.
Look
around you.
What kind of leaders do you see?
The people leading you, do they look like you?
Waiting they worry you just say they worry them.
It doesn't really matter where you're coming from.
We all face the same problems.
Anything for the boys.
Show me your phone. See me in my office.
You ran. Put the ransom money there.
On gun men, I do no gunmen.
No vex. You don't add money.
Up Nepal.
We must build a Nigerian political class
That would look like Nigeria. And are ready to fix our problems.
It is time to end our culture of managem. It don't do.
It's enough.
Enough!
Enough! Ozugo.
Yeah, Isha.
It's in our power. Let's run to win.
Thank you very much. Please put your hands together for the. I'm sure we have a lot of nationalities here present. So say in your language, it's enough. I pledge to vote. Can you say I pledge to vote in your local dialect? Let's see how that would sound. Okay, real quick. Daniel, just take the mic to somebody. Who can say I pledge to vote in your local dialect? And there must be a confirmation before you say something that we don't know. I pledge to vote. You know, they say, one of the panelists made mention of grassroots. So politics is local. So let's see how you could use your dialect to say, go and get your PVCs, go and vote. Give it to someone. I pledge to vote in your local dialect. Okay, that's Calabar, right? Is it correct? Okay, so can we have another dialect? Okay, you get. We have this side. They'll have dialect a whole lot. When it was political current affairs, they didn't know. It is. Say it again, please. I didn't get that. Say it again. Which dialect is that? Is she correct? Please put your hands together for her. So we have the Akamba. Is that Ejagam? Nko? Okay, so we have Efak. We have Uyanga. So which of that language should we take now? The last one now. The last. Okay.
Mo ṣèlérí láti dìbò.
Take it again.
Mo ṣèlérí láti dìbò.
That's Yoruba, right?
Yeah.
Please put your hands together for him. Thank you so very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please, I'd love you to quickly go to our website and let's get this event very much engaging. There is a questionnaire that you have to fill out. The website is www.runtowin.org.com/I pledge to vote. So, before we go to the next panel, I'm sure you had a great time out with the first session. We are in here for something very serious. So, but let's take a twist, a very sharp twist now. I want to bring one of the leading lights in the entertainment industry in Cross River State. He is a young man that's been performing almost all the Carnival Calabar. He is a man who has won several awards and has lot and lot of singles to his credit. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as I bring to the microphone, Mercy!
If you believe our country, Nigeria, will definitely get better, let me hear you say, are you have fun? If you believe Cross River State will really get better, let me hear you say, are you have fun? You believe, say it louder like you believe, say, are you have fun? All right, DJ Pop, if you're ready for me, I'm ready, let's go. Make it louder, let it hear me clearly, yeah. One time. They call me Maisie, and I'm here to say word of hope to you. Yeah. They call me Maisie. One time. I see living legends in the building. I see great minds in the building now. Listen.
Every day work hard. Some me down my knees and me pray. Some me ask God for life. More music, work money, go down. I'm from a guy for that feel me, yeah, still celebrate. I see the time I feel, I see the girls one day I hear from. My mama told me, why don't you stop breathing? Make you work hard, so make you work hard and pray. What does somebody tell them? Say, mama told me, boy, make you work hard, so make you work hard. Listen up now, hard and pray. What does somebody tell them? Say, I know what did you? I have fun.
You don't believe, let me hear you say,
I have fun.
One time, let's go.
I have fun.
Everybody, you believe, let me hear you say, one time.
I have fun.
Let me hear you say,
I have fun.
Hey.
I have fun.
Okay now, listen.
So what did them say, son? In the make up, I'm getting over. What did them son? In the make up, 2 seconds, I have fun. So what did them say, son? In the make up, I'm getting over. What did them son?
Okay,
2 seconds,
take it out to the streets.
The street is military. So me I come collect nothing. So me I've seen a lot of things in this city. Only the strong survive in this city. Open the music, when me come through, then I say me a bother. Man, say me a go getter. Say me a go, me a getter. Me a fast, a hooper. My mama told me, why don't you stop breathing? Make you work hard. Say make you work hard and pray hard. So me tell them, say, mama told me, boy, make you work hard. Say make you work hard. Listen, say make you work hard and pray hard. Everybody say, I don't want it, yeah. I have fun.
One time, let me hear you say,
I have fun.
Sing with me, say,
I have fun.
louder, let's go. Everybody say, I don't want it, yeah.
I have fun.
I can't hear you say,
I have fun.
I want to hear you say,
I have fun.
I want to hear you say,
I have fun. So what did them say, son? In the make up, I have fun. What did them son? In the make up, 2 seconds, I have fun. So what did them say, son? In the make up, I have fun. What did them son? In the make up, 2 seconds, I have fun.
I have fun simply means it's going to get better. And I strongly believe, no matter how it is right now, my country and my dear state, Cross River State, will definitely get better. Thank you for having me. They call me Maisie.
Thank you so very much. Please, once more, put your hands together for Mercy. It says, are you fun? It means everything will sure get better. Okay, so turn to your neighbor by your right or by your left and say, hope you're enjoying the moment. The next one is, do you have your voter card? That should be the next question. Ask your neighbor, do you have your voter card? No, don't show me here. Don't show. But do you have it? You have it. Fine. Now, look at your neighbor eyeball to eyeball and say, neighbor, are you ready to vote? Now, let's try something else now. Let's try something else. They say politics is local, right? Look at your neighbor eyeball to eyeball and ask that question in your local dialect. Say, neighbor, are you ready to vote? Okay, so now, one of the questions that you see people say is, my vote won't count. Have you heard that before? It's been one of those things that bring about political apathy, not just in Cross River State, but the entire country, where people say, what's the need going out? Like one of the panelists said that in his area, some young boys use that time out to play football. Now, the next session we're about to enter is a session that you and I should pay extreme attention. Now, this is because we have the stakeholders that, mediate, or I call them the umpire. Yeah, that's the better word to use. We have INEC in the house, and this session will look at game changers, communication, the beavers, and the 2023 election. So this is another session that I'd love us to please sit back, get your writing materials, get your questions straight, because there are a lot we are going to ask. That confidence should be reassured. At the 2023 polls, indeed will our vote count? What's the game changer that Beavers is playing out? So please just sit back, ensure that you do not move away from this place. And I have my very beautiful colleague that would be anchoring this session. But before I bring her on, let me start by inviting the two INEC representatives that are already here in the hall with us. Mr. Godwin Oki, Youth Desk Officer, INEC, Cross River State. Please, could you join us out here? Let's go real quick. Put your hands together. You would be asking them. And also to join them he is not a member of INEC, but he is a public affairs analyst and indeed a very revered one at that, Mr. Fred. Please, Mr. Fred, put your hands together for him as he joins us here. Thank you so very much. And let me now invite the anchor of this panel, my sister, my friend, Mrs. Angela Inyang. Please put your hands together for her. So we look at the game changers, communications, beavers, and the 2023 election. Thank you very much. Please could we give the microphones? So everybody sit back and let's hear what this session has for us. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, our panelists. Welcome. It's nice to have you guys join us. It's good that we can have representation from INEC because, when it goes well with elections, it's INEC we call. When it doesn't go well, it's INEC we call. Whatever it is, we run back to INEC. INEC. So thank you for joining us. I'm Angela Inyang. Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you are all having a good time. How is it going? Are you guys enjoying the sessions? Okay. I take that as a yes. Okay, welcome again. Okay, so we'll just go straight in. We'll start with INEC, yes? I know you guys have already been introduced, so we don't need to do that again. So we'll go straight in, Mrs. Ikpeme. I like to do ladies first, so I'm going to start with you. Well, let's talk about the next election, the upcoming election. Can you explain the major challenges in the amended Electoral Act and how they'll affect the elections? Because we know that things have happened, things have changed. So can you just take us through that?
Okay, the Electoral Act 2022 as amended, we have some principal points. Some points that have been highlighted. We have, we'll talk about the overvoting. And now we are talking that the BVACs will be put into usage on that day, on the election day. What are we trying to do? We are trying to curtail overvoting. And this might pose as a challenge to some people. Now we have incidence form, where if you cannot vote, you fill the incidence form. But with the introduction of the BVACs, that will not be put into consideration. BVACs, if your fingerprint is not captured, your facial will appear, and this will be used. And anything outside, it is used for the accreditation and authentication of the voters. Then if any election, any poll, that the number of votes cast outnumbered the accredited voters, such election will be cancelled on the unit. And we also have provision made for people that are vulnerable, like the disabilities. Other times we used to have challenges, them casting their votes, the PWDs, and even the women. So, but now INEC is seeing it, we're trying to see how we can include, we made provision for the inclusion of these persons. The youths are equally made provisions for.
Okay, Mr. Godwin, she just talked about the beavers, and I'm thinking about the challenge of, what happens if the machine fails, because you don't have the incident card anymore. So what happens if the machine fails?
Thank you very much. INEC has always been proactive in terms of the innovations of technologies they are trying to bring forth. Now, the beavers has been tested in different states in a run of elections, and so far, we can say that it has performed optimally, at least 98%. But in a situation where a beaver fails in a particular polling unit, there are people who have been appointed by the commission called the RATEX, the Registration Area Technical Support Officers. So those people would definitely have spare beavers at any point in time. Peradventure, if beavers fails at a particular place, then the technical support officer will appear there, configure a beavers, and use for that particular polling unit.
This is interesting. You're saying the technical support. There are some areas that are hard to reach.
Now, the technical support officers are for the registration area. Let's take Calabar municipality. We're looking at maybe Ward 4, registration area 4. We're looking at between Bikwa, Marian, some part of Marian.
Yeah.
No, it covers a short distance. So we're looking at, be it as it may, 15, 20 minutes, the officer should get to that polling unit.
What about some areas that are not motorable? Are they going to be stationed there just in case? Is that in the provision? Is that being made?
Of course, yes. Of course. Okay, let's look at Akampa for an example. Definitely there would be, let's say Ikpai, for example, as well. There would be, before now, we usually have one SPOs for certain areas. But the commission has considered certain areas, registration areas, that are wide, that has at least 15 polling units. From 15 polling and above, they have two SPOs, supervisory presiding officers. Likewise, the technical support officers. Okay. So be it as it may, one would be closer to the polling unit that has the challenge.
Okay. Mr. Fred, you're a public affairs analyst. So you're listening to them talk, and we all know the changes and the things that they're doing to improve the election process and to also get people to come out to vote. What's your perception on the changes that have been made?
I think each and every one of us at this point should appreciate the progress that we have made so far. And because INEC has made tremendous progress. Let me say this, that first, elections are not perfect anywhere. Every country still struggles, and every year every election cycle, they try to improve on their elections. But in the last couple of years, I would say that INEC has tried. The beavers is a game changer for us, just as they have said. So right now, the machine is going to do the accreditation, and then as the voting is also taking place, it's transmitting the result in real time So that is a lot of progress. And I'm also excited about the backup that he also talked about, because again, no machine is completely perfect. From time to time, machines get to fail. Even our phones fail, our electronics fail. So, but I'm excited to know that.
Okay. Mrs. Ikpeme Inyang, people have come out. I think there are a lot more people. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
says without your permanent voter card, you cannot vote in an election. So if you don't have yours, definitely you have disenfranchised yourself. You will not be able to vote because you won't even be allowed to vote.
Are they going to be ready? Is there a guarantee?
Yes, there are. For people that registered last year, that's 2021 June till January, their cards are ready. Then for people that register from January.
And so to be good for INEC to, have all of that taken into consideration, because that is very important.
So you should try as much as possible